Good morning, students. We'll continue with the chapter Fire, Friend, and Foe. So, we know the three things which are important for fire, that is, fuel, oxygen, and the heat, which is also called ignition temperature, kindling, or flash point. Now, to burn, we require these three things. But you have to extinguish, that is, put out the fire. What we require is remove any one of these three things and fire will not take place. For example, we can take away the fuel. If there is no fuel, there will be no fire. If the fire has no fuel to feed on, no burning can take place. We often let a fire die out simply by not adding more fuel to it. Like if suppose we are burning wood, after some time the wood will burn, and if you do not add more wood, the fire will extinguish. So simple. The second way of putting out fire is to prevent oxygen from reaching it. So how do we do that? No oxygen, no fire. I gave you example that day that you light a candle and after some time cover it with a glass and it will stop burning because oxygen supply is not there. Small fires can be put out or smothered, that is put out with a damp blanket, that is wet blanket or a sack. This stops oxygen reaching the burning material. Sometimes carbon dioxide, because carbon dioxide does not help in burning. So two ways is remove fuel, remove oxygen, and third way of putting out fire is to remove the heat. If the required heat, that is the ignition point, flash point or kindling temperature, if the fuel does not have that kind of a temperature, it will not burn. Like if wood is lying outside, it will not burn automatically. It has to be brought to a certain temperature. If the temperature can be brought down below the flash point, the fuel stops burning. You blow on a burning matchstick, or a candle to put it out. In doing so, what happens is you remove the hot air around it, the flame bringing down its temperature below the flash point, and the candle goes out. When we blow at a candle, what happens is the temperature around where it is burning, it goes down and the candle goes off. Similarly is the matchstick. Sometimes water is sprayed on fire to bring down the temperature. It absorbs heat from the burning fuel and lowers the temperature. The blanket of water also cuts off the supply of oxygen and the fire is extinguished. So water also does not allow oxygen to reach the fuel and it stops burning. Some fires cannot be put out with water, like you have to be very careful. If water is sprayed onto an oil fire, that is very dangerous. The oil will float to the top of the water and continue to burn because it is less dense than the water. This can be very dangerous because water can flow quickly, carrying the burning oil with it and spreading the fire. So never put oil or water when oil is burning. Water should also not be used on fire caused by electric appliances because it will give you an electric shock. Supposing there is a fire, there is an electric fire in the house, you never use water because it will give you electric shock. The person spraying water might receive an electric shock and be killed. A carbon dioxide extinguisher is the best thing to fight an electric fire. Remember this. We have firefighting equipment in our school also, in buildings also, and that what it contains is basically carbon dioxide. We spend millions of rupees each year in fighting fires because every day if you open the television, you watch the news, you see a lot of fires taking place and then the firefighting people go and extinguish it. And we spend more trying to find new ways of preventing fires from happening and getting out of control. On the whole, we have learned rather well to control fire and put it to good use in everyday life. What the author is trying to say, that today we use fire in a more friendly way rather than, and we have learned how to control fire which are out of control. Long ago there were no firemen. Today we have got fire people who come and extinguish the fire. When fire broke out, everybody became earlier. What used to happen whenever there was a fire, everybody became a firefighter. People formed human chains. That is, in a queue line. They still do if required and pass buckets of water from one well or a pond to the blaze. Blaze is where the fire is taking place. So they pass on the buckets so that the fire can be extinguished easily. Now there are laws about building construction. See, when new buildings are constructed, there are certain laws which have to be kept in mind, which ensures that space is left between buildings to reduce the fire risk. There are elevators, there are staircases, there are exits where you can, if fire takes place, there are exits where you can go out of the building. Every new building, especially a public place, must ensure observance of fire prevention norms. Bands of firefighting workers with special equipment, known as fire brigades, are there to put out fires. You must have seen fire brigade. They come with their vehicle. It is full of water, and then they use water cannons to put out the fire. Firefighters are highly trained people. They possess many skills. It is not that everybody you have to qualify to become a firefighter. They cut off electricity supply. How do they manage fire? They cut off electricity supply so that nobody gets the electric shock, knock down dangerous walls, spray water and other materials to bring fire under control. Other materials could be carbon dioxide. They are also trained in first aid. People who get burnt, so they are also trained in first aid. They can help people suffering from burns or from the effects of smoke. So they are also skilled in first aid. How to help people who are suffering from burns or effects of smoke. The discovery of fire and its uses helped early man to cope with nature better and gradually adopted a settled mode of life. Fire is still worshipped in many parts of the world. Fire is indeed a friend. Of course, it is a friend. We use it for cooking, for heating, for warming, for producing electricity, but it can be dangerous once it gets out of control. So that is the chapter, which is very informative. We have learned a lot of things about fire, how earlier man was afraid of volcanoes and lightning, and today man has used fire for his benefit and has learned how to control fire. Thank you all of you, and have a nice day.